Hey Flosstube, I am Danielle and this is my channel Love and Stitchin'. Today is Wednesday, June 17th, 2026, and this is Flosstube number 62. It has been a month and a half, 6 weeks, something like that since my last video. Like I said, May was absolutely crazy, and so here we are midway through June. And it's been crazy too, but we've also just really been enjoying the summer with the kids and different activities, but I finally had some time where I felt like I could sit down and share with you. So I'm really excited to share what I've been up to the last 6 weeks with stitching and show you what's going on here. So thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new, welcome. If you've been here before, thank you for coming back. Let's just go ahead and dive in. So I am going to insert a video probably after my finishes for the only FFOs of this video, and that is my son's tree that he is gifting to his teacher who moved away. He's not been able to give it to her yet, and we will probably explain that story when he joins me. We've not filmed that yet. So I will pause at that point and insert the video of him, but those are the only FFOs. I do, however, have finishes. So let's jump into what those finishes are. So the first one is going to be my shepherd that I had shared I was starting. I think I had started it at my last video. So I did get my shepherd from Little House Needleworks. The Christmas Story, I think is what it's called. So this is the pattern. I am stitching one a month, hopefully, with my friend Lisa, who is Red Puppy Crafts on Instagram. And so far I have Mary, Joseph, Baby Jesus, the angel, and now one shepherd. I have not started my June one yet, so I need to get working on that. I'm either gonna do a sheep or another shepherd, but my son wants to do a sheep for me, so I'm thinking we might stitch a sheep together so that we can kind of work on it together. So maybe we'll do that this month too, or next month, we'll see. But this is my little shepherd, so he's all nice and finished. I loved working on him. These are on 25 count light taupe. And they're quick, easy, and a lot of fun. So the next one I want to work on is this shepherd back here. He's back here. He's got the green hat. So I did the blue hat one, and then I want to work on the green one, and then the two sheep, and then all I'll have left are the wise men. So yeah, that's great. If I can do 2 sheep in a month, that would put me ahead. We're supposed to finish November if we do 1 a month because there's 11 total. So, and I'm stitching with the called for DMC, and I purchased this it was from the Leisure Art magazine, July and August 2002, I think, and I purchased it from leisurearts.com. They had it for like $10 for the entire chart, which was great. My next finish is one I've been working on 4 years maybe, and it should not take 4 years to finish this one. It's Liberty, 1776 by Little House Needleworks. And I started this probably as a mania piece back in 2021 or 2022, I guess. And I've been working on it very, very slowly here and there, but nothing consistent until this year. And so I finally have it done. It is on a blue coffee tea dyed Monaco. I don't know what the color blue is, but I already had this color blue when I got it. And I just coffee tea dyed it. It is with all the called for colors, which are Classic Colorworks and Gentle Arts, I believe. And then there might be one in there that is a DMC. But last time I shared this, I still had to fill all of this in. I had to do 1776 as well as one of these whole green pieces, plus a star and another circular, yeah, whatever these are, and then fill that one in. So I still had quite a bit, but I was able to knock it out, and I am so glad. It will probably go on some sort of wood board for display, but I haven't gotten that far yet. But that was a whip, so excited to be crossing off some whips since my whip count is, out of control. My next finish, I was also sharing at my last video, and this is the May Cottage of the Month by Erica Made Designs. And I am not putting the border or the word May. I'm just doing the cottages. And these are on 25 count vintage country mocha, the modeled side. So there's my finish. I've not fully FFO'd it, so I still have the April house that is being displayed, and I still have the April truck of hers that is being displayed. And my husband even looked at it. He's like, I don't think it's April anymore. I know, I've just not stitched it yet. So it's just sitting there right now. And I have not stitched or put June out yet either on anything. It's just, that's where we're at in life right now. It's fine. Okay, the next one that I finished was another whip. So we're on like a whip kick right now. This is Red, White, and Beach, and I stitched the Beach by Lizzie Kate, so I stitched the big one. I still want to stitch this one here, and I think that's the only other one that I'm probably gonna do, because these ones are just, like this one especially, is just a smaller snippet there. This one, maybe I'll do that one too. It's a smaller like display of like the whale, but then it's got the actual two sailboats. Words are hard. But this is the one that I finished. It is a whip. It is stitched on 28 count Picture This Plus Legacy. And I started this last year on our beach trip, and I finished it this year before we went to the beach. So super cute, and excited to have another beach themed one. I don't know if I'll do a pillow finish on this one, or if I'll see if I've got any, like a board or something that I can do. But I'm starting to have like a little beach display in our house, so I'd like to add it in there. Next up, this is my last finishes. There's a couple here because I am doing gifts this year for family and teachers for Christmas. And these are gonna be the Sweet and Spicy Gingerbread by Crafty Blue Bonnet. I am only for the gifts stitching the sweet one. But then I did stitch the spicy one for myself. But this is the one I'm duplicating like 11 times or something insane. So here is where I got with this project. I don't know what got over me, but I was just like, you know what, I wanna stitch and work on these. What I am doing, and I've cut out all of my felt pieces that I need for it. So then I just have to put them on after I stitch the word sweet. But let's see, where are we at? This one is mine, yes. And I've not fully finished this one, I guess. So this one's still kind of a whip, but I haven't done the candy cane in her hand yet. So there is a candy cane in her hand. So I haven't done that yet. But I do have the greenery up here, and I just gotta add the buttons. So these are the ones that I am doing that are for me. So I started these ones last year, and I have Spicy, but I haven't added the gingerbread cutouts, which he is here. That's the little gingerbread. This is the kit that came with it last year when she was selling the kit. What I decided to do, because I didn't want to cut out all of these, I'm not enjoying stitching the, I guess that's a blanket stitch. I'm not enjoying doing that. So what I did instead was I got this little gingerbread guy from Simon Says Stamp. It is a felt die cut. So that's what he looks like. So I cut out a whole bunch of different gingerbread for him. Now the size is, let me see if I can show you the size difference. Sorry for the crinkle. It's a decent size difference, but when I show you the finishes, I don't think it makes that big of a difference. So it is like bigger. However, here is my finish for some of these other ones. Here's the first one that I finished. All felt just fell. Okay. I have also decided that I am not going to stitch the ginger or the candy cane for all of them. It was really hard to do that over the felt and find the right like spacing and everything. So I think I'm just not gonna do it for all of them. But this one did get it because it was my guinea pig. And I did do the greenery up there. So I think for these other ones that I've not finished, I'm gonna just do the greenery. The eyes I won't be putting on until after I've sewn them into a pillow because they will be going on with Eileen's glue. I'm using, and I might do the same for the mouth too. I'm using little black beads that I have that are flat on the back that I can just glue them on. So that's they'll go on once the pillow is done, and there's no risk of them falling off in between turning the pillow. These are stitched on 25 count or 28 count. It's one of my favorites. I don't know why I can't think of the name of it. If I think of it, I will write it down. But it's one of my favorite blue fabrics, but I can't think of it. So I did also stitch this one, and he's ready. It just needs the green up there, I think. If I decide to do that, I think I also was thinking maybe I won't do the bow for all of them. That's what it was, because that's like a bow, right? For like a girl. My husband was like, why don't you do some boys and some girls? So this is my boy one. These ones are the boys that I'm doing. So these ones are done. And then this one is a little girl because she's got the little bow in her hair. So I have 3 of those that are done. And then mine I was kind of working on. And then I've got the fabric cut out for the rest. And I'm using, this is Ledger by Stitch Me is the color there. It's really bothering me. I can't remember the blue. It's one of my favorites. So I do have several more to go, but I at least started. Jolly July's coming, so maybe I'll do some more. And they don't take very long because I am stitching the word sweet, which is really quick. And then with the felt, the die cut, the holes are already there, and I'm not blanket stitching. I'm just doing them like you would a felt stitch. And I like that a lot better. The look I'm good with, and it's just easier to do it that way. So that is what I'm doing with those. And like I said, I have like 11 of them to do, I think. I think that was my count, so. And I have a whole little gingerbread display thing I'm gonna do for them, which will be a lot of fun. All right, so I'm gonna take a pause now because that is all of my finishes. I'm gonna insert the video with my son where we're gonna share his FFO, and then I will get back and share my whips and new starts. All right, so this is our fully finished section of the video because the only fully finishes we have today are for Tristan's teacher gift tree. So we're gonna share those, and then we will share his whips, or whip, I think he's got one, as well. So let's hold the tree up and show it all together. And then
this is the whole thing, and then we'll show you separately what they all are.
Exactly. All right, hold back. So you can show all of them. So that's our tree. It is from Amazon. It does light up. So it's, I don't know if there's, is there battery in it right now?
No.
No. It's got a USB as well that you can put on it. So
2 different ways to use it.
Yep. All right, so for the first ones, let's show, we have the A+, the globe, and the 1 + 1 = 2 chalkboard. So this is the pattern that we're using. And it is from Cross Stitch and Needlework September 2006 magazine, which is why I only flashed it. But there's several different motifs. So you want to show the world first? The globe.
The globe.
Yes.
Oh, can I show the finishes first?
Yeah.
The finishes.
Oh, show the back or the front first, and then you show the back.
I said finish. Well, this is the finishes. I didn't actually do the blue and all that, but I helped
His finisher
with this.
sewed it
I
for
helped
him.
with this back part, and then my mom did the handmade.
So we have the whole ornament here with some ribbon, and it is stitched on, I think this one is a 16
That looks
count.
like a 18, I think.
Oh, it might be 18 count, Ada. And then on the back, this is Made with Love, 2026, with a felt heart to cover the back.
We're probably going to give this to the person that it's for this month or next month, probably.
We just missed her when she was visiting school before
She moved to Alabama.
Before school ended. She came to visit, and we had it ready, but she was supposed to come a couple days later.
She was supposed to come on the Tuesday or the Monday. She came like
Friday.
2-3 days early.
And I was told she would for sure not be there that day.
But then they had a truck that's been in the shop for like maybe a year now. It would have been.
It had been a while.
And then they moved to Alabama, and then it happened to come out that day, and so that's basically the main change. But moving on to the next ornament, we have the A+. So I did skip the back stitch on this one because not much of a difference on it.
Yep. And the finishing piece is from Hobby Lobby, so it's a little ornament. I can't remember what it said on it. And then just some fabric on the back. And that is a 14 count Ada, I think.
Yeah, it's 14.
14 count. Okay, and then
Maybe 12.
do this one next because that was part of that pattern. That one's a different one.
Oh yeah, that's right. Now we're going to unexpectedly tiny the 1 + 1 = 2 chalkboard.
I think this is on 20 count. I think that's why it's so small.
Why isn't it going up?
Because it's tight. It's
Yes.
tight around there.
Yeah,
So this is
like
one of
this.
the little ornament miniature hoops that you can get from Amazon, or they have them at Hobby Lobby as well. So that was a simple finish, cute for this small tree. So next he's gonna show,
Let's do this one, yeah.
it is from the Leisure Arts magazine, February 1989.
This part, there was one part that I wanted to do, but then I ended up not doing it because I forgot about it, completely forgot.
He did the stack of books and the apple.
So it said it was supposed to say September on the top. Then I was going to change it to what her name was. Then I completely forgot, and she had already started sewing it. So, oops. The finishing. Well, first that, and then.
These are button covers. I have never seen them, but I think someone gave me just a bag of buttons, so I was looking for something. My sewing was not perfect on the next one, and so I was trying to offset how it looked a little uneven, and I came across these buttons.
Wasn't there supposed to be 2 on this one?
I think we just decided on one on each.
On this one, yeah.
So these are button covers, so I sewed a little button at the top, and then this just clips on over it, and it's perfect.
Then it's basically the exact same finishing touch as the globe. It's just a rectangle versus a square. And then Made with Love 2026, and the sticking in part I actually helped with.
Yes.
On all of them.
And our last one is from One Nighters.
Well, last one that isn't a whip.
Yes, 21 gifts, and he stitched Teachers Have Class, which is right there, teeny tiny.
Teeny, weeny, tiny. There it is.
Yep. He had a lot of extra fabric, so I made it a little bigger. And then it's a little, my sewing is a little uneven. Show you my imperfections. So the apple makes it not look so uneven.
And I think this, I think actually all of these were from...
They were from a stitchy friend in Georgia who sent him a box of fabric.
2 boxes. Three boxes, actually 3.
Of fabric, so he now has his own stash of Aida to choose from, as well as some threads and things like that. So thank you.
I've already got.
Yeah.
If you're watching the video, then the finishing the exact same, just different pattern.
Yep. All right, so that is the FFO of his tree. So we're
and then one last good shot of it.
good shot. So we are hoping to make a drive. It's about a 3-hour drive or if she'll come visit this summer, she said she might make her way to Chattanooga. So we're trying to work all that out because he wanted to give it to her in person rather than to mail it. So that's the plan.
My dad told me to mail it, but
He really doesn't want to mail it. Do not
I
want
said
to mail it.
no.
No, sir. He said no, sir. He said, please, can I please?
I mean,
You're respectful.
It was a hard no, though. I was saying no in a hard way, though.
Okay, so here, onto our whip. What's your whip?
An anchor.
All right. This is what he got from Barefoot Needle Art.
It's a thing cross stitch store down in, where was it?
Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. They have a thing called Anchor Series Pride, and so they have an Anchor Series. There's like Halloween one, some other ones too.
This is
and
a
then
rainbow one.
I completely chopped off the color.
Change the color scheme.
So this is what you'd think that it'd probably look like on mine, and then this is how far I've gotten with it, only the top of the anchor. And
this is a 14 count Aida, and we don't have the box, so I can't remember what color it is. It's somewhere else.
I'm gonna stitch it.
But this is his color conversion. So right now you are stitching with this color.
Midnight, I think is the name of it. Yeah, Midnight.
And he has it all laid out which colors are gonna be where.
Then let me read them to you. I can read them from the bag. Midnight, which is the top. Ribbon red, the middle. Can I?
Yeah, don't
Oh, it's in
hold
here.
on.
Hold on, let's go. Hold on.
Hold, please.
Okay. Midnight, ribbon red, pine. I think that's this one.
Ooh, I like that one.
Sunset,
Love that one.
Storm Lake sunrise,
Good one.
then island blue. Doesn't really look blue.
It doesn't, you're right. That's why it's an island blue.
Okay.
And it is not gonna follow the same areas. So he's doing it straight across at certain points. And so we have a different color scheme
Layout.
that we'll be working with, right? That he'll be
I
working
think so.
with. He will be doing this. He's doing a great job. So last little shot of it, or so far, working at that midnight top. That was only like one stitchy setting that you did that, I think. I think you've only worked on this like once.
No, I've worked on it.
A little bit more?
3 or 4.
What?
Yeah.
It must be when you get distracted. You work on it for a minute, then you get distracted.
No, not really.
All
I
right.
usually do it when I find a not just some random time during the day. Usually when my sisters do gymnastics or something.
That's true. All right, well, we just got back from bowling and our VBS in the morning. So now it's going to be dinner time here in a few minutes. And those are Tristan's finishes and whips for today. So thank you for tuning in. Whip. Maybe we'll see more for the next video.
I already have I also got this bag as well from Barefoot Needle Art. Then I got 2 or 3 other patterns from Barefoot Needle Art. Then I got all those.
Shared.
Yeah, I got shared on the last video, and then I got 2 more patterns. Yeah, 2 more patterns. One was a beach themed sample, and then one was a lighthouse.
Yeah, the lighthouse is right here.
Oh, lighthouse.
What's in that bag?
It says see 'em, and I already know I'm going to change the colors because I don't even like those colors. Seriously, I don't.
That's why we get to change things up. All right, thank you. We'll see you next time.
That's the special part about cross stitching. See you next time.
All right, so I am back now after my son shared to be able to share my whips and new starts. So I have everything on a big board. I will start with, I guess we'll just start with the board. I don't really have any smalls that I've been working on. It's been a lot of big pieces. So I'm just gonna start with the first one that is up here on my board. And I have decided to pick up in the last week or so, my Goodness and Mercy by Teresa Kogut. I love this piece. My kids are at VBS this week and the theme is Psalm 23, which is perfect. So I really just was like, let's pick this up and see what we can do. So when I last shared it, I had the entire border done as far as the lines and the greenery, but I had not done any of the flowers that go with it. I had the house completely outlined, but none of the roof. The fencing was done, and I had these 2 trees and this tree, and then the willows were done as well, and then some of the peacocks. So what I have done since you last saw this piece is, here we go. So border's still down there, not super exciting, but when we come up in here, sorry, I filled in this tree that needed to be filled in. I did the roof over here, the roof over here. There's still some lattice work, I would say, that has to go, where does that go? Above this roof. So, oh, I did the chimneys. I already did the roofs, but I did the chimneys here and the walkway here. And then there's some lattice work that needs to be done up here. I did the peacock over here that hadn't been done, or I don't know what bird that is. And then all of these flowers in here I started doing. And this morning I just started it on this basket. So I think that's where I'm at. This was, this is 2 colors in here. So it took, a little bit of, math, making sure I had everything where it needed to go. My goal is to get this part of the border done up top to where everything is done, and then I can just go fill in the house. And then I can start on all of these sheep that are down here. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. I'm really I love this piece. It's beautiful. I cannot wait to have it up and finished, but I'm enjoying working on it. And I think that's what's nice about it, is just, it's relaxing stitching. This is on 36 count baked clay by Fox and Rabbit, which I think is the called for this one. And I love the fabric too. My fabric is way darker than this one though. It does not look like the picture, but that's okay. I have seen it stitched on lighter colors, and it's very pretty on lighter colors as well. All right, the next one I have up on my board is This I Know, which was a stitch along back in February that I started. I'm making great progress. By Plumstreet Samplers. It is a companion piece to This Is the Day, which I do have that one finishing up on my wall, so I'd really like to get this one up there as well. I am stitching it on 28 count Nantucket by Color and Cotton with the called for colors, and I did coffee dye my threads as well, so the colors are going to be variable because of the dyeing process. But this is where I'm at. So last time, I don't think I had much of the house filled in. So that's pretty much what I worked on, was filling in that house. And I think it took me like an entire drive home from Florida to fill in that house. It was a lot of filling. And then I have been working on filling in the grass now too. So I do need to get all of the leaves for this house, and then finish outlining these ones and the words. And then I've got some flowers and a peacock, the sun, a star. I gotta fill in the roof or the steeple up here still. So there's still definitely some work to do, but making progress. And I love that piece also. And it's gonna be big because it's 28 count. I think the model was stitched on 36 count. Next up is going to be my America the Beautiful stitch along by Teresa Kogut. And so this was the very first one. And then she's got 3 that have been released since. I am stitching this on 36 count linen. This is Flintstone by Color and Cotton with the called for colors. And this is where I'm at. So last time I shared, I did not have any of this done. I had all of the fill-in left to go for both the white and the blue, and the flags to finish. And I think I had a little bit of the men to finish up. So the fill-in there also took me a lot of driving or riding in the car as well, but I did get it done, and then worked on Abraham Lincoln, and now I've started working on the words. So the third part is done for, or is out for the Liberty Bell for this month, and I have not done anything yet with that because I still need to finish Abraham Lincoln. But we'll get there, slowly but surely. I got 9 months to finish it. Jolly July is coming up, which is going to be my focus for July, so I'm probably not gonna work on much of anything else except for Christmas. And I'm hoping to do a separate video to kind of go through some Christmas whips that I have and Christmas things that I'd like to work on. All right, here's the big kahuna. Not much progress on One Nation, but I did do a little bit of work on her. It's so big. Here's the big chunk of it. So what I did is I started in on 2 more white lines here of the 400 stitch white lines, and then I came in and I did, what does that even say? New Jersey, and I'm working on Pennsylvania. So I started to work on some of the states. I just needed to mix it up a little bit. But that was just one night of a little bit of time that I had that I started working on it. This is stitched on 36 count Parchment by Fiber on a Whim. I think I got all of that. Cool. All right. Those are my big whips. So now moving on to my new starts. They are, one of them is very small start, but I'll share it anyway. So for Memorial Day, I decided to start the Big Kahuna, America 250 by Plumstreet. I'm stitching this on 36 count Treasure Map by Color and Cotton. It's a beautiful color, and with all the called for colors because I did get the kit from the attic. And I did not make very much progress. I think this was one nap time that I started this on while we were at the beach, and my husband took the kids to the swimming pool while the 3-year-old was napping, so I hung out with her at the condo. But that's as far as I got. But those flowers are so pretty. And I've seen so many people finishing it. It's gonna be that one's gonna be a very long project for me. And I know it, and I'm okay with it. My last new start, I did this on the way to the beach, and I finished the top part through different driving trips that we had while we were there. This is Beach Rules by Primrose Cottage, stitched on 32 count light taupe maybe. Let's see here. Does it say it? I did not write it down. It's 32 count. I think it's either taupe or I think it might be taupe. Taupe or light taupe. I can't remember. With the called for colors, but I'm stitching this 1/2. So 1 strand of floss over 2 threads. So I finished the entire top section, and then last night I had 30 minutes and I went and I stitched the fishies, which is the second section. And that's where we're at. My plan for this one was for it to be like a summer stitch. I'm still gonna work on it a little bit over the next 2 weeks, I guess, before we get to July. But I think I probably only get like that second section done. So I'm just gonna keep working on it as I can and see where we get. But I do love that one. And it's in my So Much to Love beach bag, the little turtle needle minder. And I love it so much. So those are all of my whips. I do have one other one that I'm stitching, but it's a secret stitch for a friend. So I'm going to share that one when it is done. We'll see how long it takes me to get it done. But I did get a little bit of haul while we were here and there and everywhere. So I'm gonna share that with you. Some of it was some gifts that came in the mail, which were super, super sweet. I can't remember if I shared this one. This was from the Rocky Mount Guild, or the Guild of the Rocky, you guys know what I'm talking about. The guild that's in the Colorado. We were able to purchase this. It was an exclusive through Plumstreet Samplers for the guild. And so I did purchase it. I've got it started to be kitted up. I've got an order with 1, 2, 3 stitch for thread that I think I'm gonna be placing to finish getting it kitted up, and then I need to pick fabric. But I do wanna start this one at some point, because what's another big whip, right? And then I did place an order with 1, 2, 3 stitch before I left, and with it I picked up this one. I want to start on the berry, but I still need a couple thread colors, so I am just adding those to what I'm going to be purchasing from 1, 2, 3 stitch, but I started to kit it up. We were supposed to visit a store in Pensacola, a cross stitch store, something stitchery. But when we went, there was a sign on the door that said she was in the hospital. She had been in a hospital that week. I want to say it was pneumonia, she came back and said, so we weren't able to visit. So hopefully next time we go down there, we'll be able to visit. But I brought those 2 pieces along because I was hoping to finish kitting them up while I was there. And then I also had this little piece come in the mail too with it, because I want to stitch it for my husband, which his name is Matt, so Matthew, and he loves trains. So I thought this would be one fun one to stitch for him. And then my next, which I actually just opened, I haven't even looked at it. Let's see, Christmas Market came. This is the next one, which is mold cider stand? Muled cider stand? I don't know. It's a cider stand. And the next one I think is already been released and will be shipping here pretty soon. In addition, my America the Beautiful, is that what it's called? Or the America Berry that I finished needed some pins. And this is by Charisse, who is, she has an Etsy shop as well. I'm not sure if it's on here. It's not on here, but so she has an Etsy shop. Stitchingly Along is her Etsy shop. And she also puts these pins on stash unload sites. So I picked up a bunch of them because they were on sale. I think it was 20% off, but I'm gonna do the 2 patriotic ones I'm gonna put in my berry, and then the starfish ones I'm probably gonna put in my pillows that I did that were the beach themed pillows, like the beach Quaker and things like that. And the pumpkin one, I just thought it was cute. And the butterfly one, I think the butterfly one is gonna go in my patriotic as well, berry, because I did the ribbon that had butterflies, patriotic butterflies. So I have been holding on to those to be able to share. So Stitchingly Along is her Etsy, and I think she might have a website too. And then Color and Cotton had a sale on floss. Some of this is discontinued floss. That was like a $1. Discontinued colors from sampler threads. So I picked those up, and then they had some of their specialty flosses that were on clearance as well. So these are the sampler threads that I got that were super inexpensive. So we've got I can't read. I don't know what that says. It's a brownish gray color. Cotton Candy, pinkish color. Dragonfly, which is a brownish grayish color. It's got a lot of variation. And then Summer Shower, which is just a great light blue. And then a bunch of their floss that was on super duper sale. So Color and Cotton floss that I got. Lots of great colors here. Love all of those. And then they did have a gradient set of oranges that I picked up as well. So all different kinds of oranges that were on a really good deal on sale. So just adding to my collection of floss. And before I get to the gifts, we did get to visit Coastal Stitches, which is in Destin. I've never been there, even though Destin is where we've stayed for the last decade. They have a couple circular things of patterns, but not very many. But my son wanted to purchase this one, which we didn't have that one yet. So see Stand in Stitching, so I let him get that one. We both got little sea turtle buttons because they're super cute, and he really liked those. I picked up some wool felt charm pack of reds, which will be good for like Christmas pillows. And then we picked up some fabric. This one is for finishing his pillow that he's working on with his anchor. He wanted to use this color. This one is for some mermaids that I am going to be stitching for the girls for Christmas. So I thought it was really good backing fabric for that. And then I was thinking some of the other beach finishes we could use that with. So we just picked up a couple fat quarters of fabric and a few things from there. It was much more of a quilting shop with great fabric, everything like that. It was such a cute store, but just not a lot of cross stitch. But we still wanted to go and visit and see what it was like. And then a sweet friend who is local to me had some charts that she had finished, and so she shipped these to me, so thank you. You know who you are. This is Heartfelt Patriot by October House. This is Nelson by Plumstreet Sampler, and then we also have Blueskin by Plumstreet Sampler. Love them. So adding those to my patriotic collection as well. And then another dear sweet friend sent a amazing care package with cross stitch goodies and some other fun stuff. So just a few things that she shared with us, with my son as well. She sent him some fabric, and he just was loving it, and some other really great goodies. But I picked up a few patterns to share with you that were in the box. And these ones, my husband was like, I want you to stitch that one for the camper and that one for the camper, because he wants it to be a beach theme. So I have a lot of work to do. This is Taking It Easy by Silver Creek Samplers. And then we have Shack on the Shore by Flossabilities. I'm not sure I've actually heard of that one. And then Flossabilities, this is their version of like beach type rules, I'd say. So he didn't know that I was working on beach rules yet, so I showed it to him and he was like, yeah, I love it. Stitching Summer by Twin Peak Primitives. Beach by Stitching with Housewives. And I also was going to share The Blessed by Stitching with Housewives, but I don't know what it went. It must have fallen or something, but it was here. So that was such a sweet gift, such a sweet, just treasures, and just very, very appreciative there. So that is all of the stitching, a little bit of a life update. So we went to our beach trip, which was really great. We did a boat tour to see some dolphins, as well as the Blue Angels fly. So that was a lot of fun. The kids had a great time. We did see a couple dolphins, which was cool. And we got a great show of the Blue Angels. We celebrated my son's 9th birthday we went out to eat. He had a cake and ice cream and gifts, and we saw the movie The Mandalorian. So he was excited for that. And since we've been back, the kids have done, this is their second week of VBS. So they had 1 week, they had last week off. This is their second week. They have another one next week. And then we've got like 2 weeks off, I think, before their final week of camp. And then 3 weeks until school starts. I'm like, this is flying by. Summer is flying by. We're on week 4 already. But we've been finding fun things to do with them. So we got a library card. So once a week we're going to the library, or twice, because sometimes they have like special activities. So one of them was diamond art, diamond painting or whatever. And so you stick them on, the diamond pieces on, kind of like cross stitching almost, but like with diamonds. And so they were USA magnets. So we went and we did that, and the magnets are up on our refrigerator. I did have to figure out how to seal them because of the sticky stuff, which Mod Podge, which I have, it was great. Mod Podge. I was told that I was saying that incorrectly. So those are up, and that was a lot of fun. And then they're going and picking up books. My son has devoured the books that he has been bringing home, which has been really great. We also signed them up for the Kids Bowl Free, which is a statewide, or I mean, US America-wide, I think, program for participating bowling alleys where kids can stitch 2 free games a day throughout the summer. It starts like May through September, I think. And the catch is you have to borrow rental shoes. And that's how you like pay for things, or they want you to, buy food while you're there. So I decided to buy them shoes, discounted bowling shoes, because they will pay for themselves after 2 or 3 visits. So we have already had 1 visit. We're going for a second one after I pick them up today. So trying to make that like a weekly thing. I think we're gonna go Friday also, because my husband has the day off, and I did also get the family pass so that he and I and their grandparents can also go bowling with them if we want to bowl too. So we have all bowling shoes now, so where we can go and do that and have fun. So they've enjoyed that. I think those are kind of the main things. My husband is on a softball league now with our church. And so it's about 45 minutes from here where we are going, but he had 2 games last week. I think he's only got 1 game this week, but they're late games. So 6:45 was last week's games. Tomorrow night's game is 8 p.m. So we don't get home till like 9:45, 10 o'clock. But the kids are having a great time supporting their dad. He comes out to all of their sporting events and he coaches them. And so they just really are excited to return the favor and cheer for dad. And it's really fun for them. So we have that going on. There's a women's clothing swap at my church tonight. So my mom and I are going to that, bringing clothes that we have that we're ready to part with. And we get to kind of pick out clothes there. They do like a round robin where you've got like a 10-minute window to go find something. You get 1 item the first round. The second round, you get an item. There's like 5 rounds, I think, but the time shortens on how fast you have to find something. And then it's like a free-for-all at the very end. Food, fellowship, it's great. So we did that last year. We're gonna do that again this year. We went camping this past weekend, just to spur of the moment across the street at our local camping area, state park, and it was good. We found out though that our battery was dead on the camper, so we had to go replace that. That was super fun because we hadn't fed the kids. They wanted to make pizzas at the campground, which is fine, but we hadn't fed them yet, not knowing that the battery was gonna be dead. So it delayed everything. Everyone was hungry. The refrigerator wouldn't cool down fast enough. We do have an outdoor fridge, so we were able to stuff everything in there. And then by the next morning, it had cooled down. I think it's the lot we were on was unlevel, so we weren't fully level. So that could have been contributing. But then we had friends come over the next night and we did barbecue, and they do a star party on the 2nd Saturday of every month down there, which is a local astronomy group brings in these really big fancy telescopes, and you get to look through them and see. We saw Venus and Jupiter, I think, and then they'll show you the nebulas and the galaxies, and they're all fixated on different things. So that was really fun that we got to see that. But that was a good test run because we're going about an hour away in 2 weeks for a camping with some friends. So it was good that we found these issues out before then. So camping, there was one story that I had not shared about my 3-year-old, because we were kind of in the throes of it, waiting for things to happen. She, back in March, had found some coins that I didn't even know existed. I think my daughter may have found them and put them in a coin purse, my oldest. And so she found some coins. She was playing with them while I was making dinner and the kids were all playing. And she ended up starting to choke on a quarter. I heard the coughing, and so I ran to her, but by the time I got to her, it had gone down. She was not in distress. I don't know how it went down, but it did. And she was able to eat, drink, all the things. So they said, come check tomorrow. We will make sure that it was, you know, what we think it was. We'll do an x-ray, all that. So they do an x-ray. The tech is like, I can't tell you what I saw, but I can confirm that she is worth at least 25 cents. Cool. So we did a series of x-rays over the course of the next many weeks, kind of checking where it was at. And, you know, it can take any length of time to get through. But we got to right before we were getting ready to leave for our trip that week, and it hadn't passed yet. So that had been about 2 months since she had swallowed it, that it had not passed. It kept looking like it was traveling through intestines and all the things. We were doing cleansing her out, trying to get things moving. So we finally met with the GI. The GI was like, well, it's still in the stomach. Like, it's not actually really passed. So I don't know if it's just, I guess it's hard to read with the stomach, the intestines, the colon, all of that, where things actually are sometimes. So she said, at this point, we're gonna need to probably go in and get it. We can wait till after you guys get back from your trip, because it's been in there 2 months. There's no blockage, like she's fine, all of that. We're like, okay. So we scheduled it for the Tuesday after we got back from our trip. I told my he was 8 at the time, turned 9-year-old son about that, who you guys have met, Tristan. And I said, more than likely she's having this procedure. He's like, that's unless she passes it before then. I was like, I mean, it's been 2 months. I've been checking for 2 months and I have not found this. We could find the quarter in her stomach with a metal detector. We had a handheld metal detector that a friend let us borrow. And if you pushed it in there, you could find where it was at. So she would go beep, beep, beep on her belly. It was great. The GI doctor thought that was absolutely hysterical. So I told him, you know, more than likely it's going to be coming out from the doctor. He's like, unless it passes. I said, you're right, you know, unless it passes, but I just had no hope that it was going to pass at this point. And he started telling me, you know, but God can do big things. And so he listed all of the big things that God has done in the history of things. Buddy, I love your faith. You're right. So we get home from our beach trip on Saturday. We are all unpacking. Maddie goes off and, you know, disappears while everyone's unpacking. I come find her. I've got a dirty pull-up to change. We're still working on potty training. So I change it. I'm like, let's just, for kicks and giggles, we'll just check it. And lo and behold, there was a quarter. And I just sobbed. And brought it out to my husband. He was carrying bags and he's like, hold on. So he drops all the bags inside. He goes and he checks and he's like, this is it. And I was just crying. My son was like, why are you crying? I was like, buddy, your faith is like a testament to me as your mom, because you had faith that this could happen. I didn't. And it was just incredible. So we were able to call Monday, let them know we need to cancel this procedure. They called me back and were like, did you visually see it or do we need to check an x-ray? I said, oh no, I have that thing. It is the most expensive quarter you have ever met because of all of the doctor bills from everything that we've been through at this point. No, we have it. We cleaned it off, sanitized it, went through all the things. It's a worn quarter, that's for sure. The stomach can do a number on that kind of a thing. I just had to share that story. It was something we were going through for a couple months, just waiting for it to pass. And, you know, mom's worry, is it blocking things? Is it stuck? Like, what's going on? But just very thankful that is behind us. And she knew that she had a quarter in her belly. I promised her a cake if she would get that quarter out. So once she got it out, she said, I get cake. I was like, yep, you get a cake. We are going tomorrow. I will pick you out a cake. So she got a cake to celebrate. And yeah. Anyhow, that was a fun thing for us. So from here on out, just summer stuff, like I said, that we're doing. I'm going to try to film a Jolly July video because I've been going through my whips. I have an insane amount of Christmas whips. I'd like to finish some of the ornaments and smalls, but then also start working on some other new pieces and ornaments and things that I want to do as well. So I'm hoping to be able to share some of that, maybe some enable vision to get you guys thinking about Jolly July as well. But I'd love to hear what you're working on, how things are going. It's been a while. I don't know if this is going to get up hopefully by the end of the week because I still have to finish. I have to film with my son. He's ready. We just got to do it. So once we find the time to do that and I can edit everything, I will get this up. But I at least have everything filmed and ready to go now. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope to see you back here pretty soon. I know you guys don't quote me on anything that I say because life just happens, but I do hope to be back soon. So thank you so much for joining.